Hello people, it's Landon, and I need to do a video because I'm well overdue. So here I am in my basement. Just kind of coincidentally happened that I did my last video the night of the Las Vegas shooting and then went to Las Vegas. So I kind of freaked some people out, but I'm still alive, I'm still here. My Vegas trip was awesome. Again, sleeping in the Jeep worked out really well. And it's interesting because I've seen Vegas on TV and so forth, and so you have like a picture of what it's like in your mind, and then the actual reality of it was very different. I mean, you do the strip. It wasn't really my thing. I mean, I don't like to gamble. I don't like to drink. I'm not into like strip clubs or anything like that. So there really wasn't, it wasn't that much for me. What was really interesting though was like off of the strip, meeting the people there. And I actually went to a show home with my sister. So that was really cool. And then I had an oil change, which was $15. I have no idea how the heck that was so cheap. I mean, you can't even get 5 liters of oil in Canada for less than 30. So it was just kind of like the unique experiences in the US that made the trip more than actually Vegas itself. So came back, got the rooms done up. Well, one room was rented out, but the other one wasn't because I didn't have the window in yet. So as you can see, I now have the window in. Rented that out and almost instantly figured out a design fault to my basement. So as you can tell, it's very echoey down here, and that's because I don't have any carpet down here. The whole idea of when I designed this basement is to make it easy to maintain and keep clean. So you have to be very quiet in the basement, and I've never had to deal with that before because at the old gender house, I was the only one in the basement. So I didn't really have any noise issues. But with those 2 bedrooms, because there's no closet in between, if one person is like playing video games or something on one side of the wall, the other person can hear it almost clear as day. So to mitigate the issue, because as it turned out, the new housemate made the complaint, and I'm like, uh-oh, like I don't want him to leave. So I was trying to figure out a way to reduce noise in the house, and then I found out that another housemate upstairs had like the same issue upstairs with existing housemates with noise and so forth. So I guess it's bad down here, but still the sound carries upstairs too. Open concept house, gotta love them. The only thing I can think of, like we've tried speaking to housemates and say keep it down, and the issue is I have housemates that like to game. And I didn't realize that there's this whole world of people with like their earphones and microphone, and they're on their game and they're like, motherfucker, you son of a bitch, like loudly at night. And then some people also like play Netflix too loud and fall asleep or whatever. And then like the Netflix keeps on like playing and playing and playing. And that's an issue too, because it's like, well, do we just go into their bedrooms and turn off the Netflix? Of course, my personality is if you can't use something properly, I take it away. So what I ended up doing was putting just a sort of like a little light, like an outlet timer on the router. So that way the router shuts off between 11 o'clock p.m. and 6 o'clock in the morning. So you just don't have Wi-Fi for 7 hours of your 24-hour day. And people lost their minds and they were freaking out. So we reinstated it, and then now we're still having some noise issues. People just aren't getting it that, when people are sleeping, you should do something quietly, like maybe read a book or listen with earphones or something, and not like game or watch Netflix loudly. So we're still kind of dealing with that. One of the housemates, well, Janice, you've met with one of my blogs a long time ago. She's been here for almost 2 years. She's now leaving, so she's moving to a different province, so her room is going to be up for rent. And one of the people that is having the noise issues in the basement actually wants her room upstairs. So we might do that, and then I have another person that like wants the room down here right away. So that will be a development and so forth. But the really awesome thing is that all 5 rooms are rented out. Jody, who's like an IT guy, because he works for a company that provides Wi-Fi and cable, he's actually taking on the full cable and Wi-Fi bill, and I'm reducing his rent by $75 a month, which is how much I was paying for cable and Wi-Fi to begin with. So his rent is reducing, but I got rid of that bill. At this point right now, the house costs about $1,600 to $1,700 a month to run. That's not including like maintenance or improvements or anything like that. But the rental income is $3,130 a month. So that's right now. Obviously, if there's like, people moving out and so forth, that will fluctuate. But as of right now, everybody paying rent, $3,130 a month. So works out really well, pays for like my living and so forth, because I don't spend that much money on like frivolous things or have a car payment or anything like that. But I will say that I've been like doing more developing the basement. It's not quite done yet, but it's getting there. I'm doing an exercise room, and I wanted to get a hide-a-bed and get some exercise equipment and so forth, and it was getting really annoying, even with the renovations of the house and so forth, like eventually I'll do baseboard. It was getting really annoying trying to find someone with a truck. So I ended up buying a truck for $1,000, and it actually works really well because I can keep it in the corner of the garage, and it's out of the way. I can still use the center of the garage to get in and still have my two housemates park on either side of the driveway, so that works well. And it doesn't cost much to insure. So even if I don't use it and it just sits there, it's like $2 a day is how much it costs me. Plus it's like really convenient. I can just I finally took stuff to the dump after years and years. And it's a really, I don't know, I guess when you spend $1,000 on a vehicle, you don't expect much. And the truck is actually pretty good. It runs really well. I wouldn't drive it a lot on the highway because the suspension's a little bit worn out and so forth. But for just in town grabbing stuff, I got a free hide-a-bed and threw that on the truck and got it home, and it's working really well. It's got a 4.0 V6. When you drive it, it's kind of like a tractor. It doesn't seem to be as responsive as my Jeep. But I got into a situation in traffic and I slammed on the gas, and the thing had serious power. I totally peeled out, probably could have drifted around a corner. So it surprises me in that way. So have a truck, got full housemates, but there is a little bit of drama and so forth going on. Getting good rental income. The Vegas trip was good. And yeah, so that's kind of what's going on with me. We'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye.